If we are talking about algorithm proof content, we need to understand how the algorithm works, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing here. So, it turns out that there are different algorithms depending on where you are seeing content on Instagram. So, if you are seeing content on the feed, the algorithm will work a different way than on the Reels tab, than on the Instagram Explore tab. So, let's talk about the feed and how the algorithm works on the feed. So, on your Instagram feed, you are competing with other posts from people that your audience follows in a ranking system. Essentially, you're all going to be ranked based on a few different criteria. If you score higher, you're going to be shown first. So, how does this work? Number one, they're going to gather all potential posts from accounts that your audience follows or that specific person follows. Then they're going to take signals of all the posts that they have available to them into consideration. Then they're going to predict which content, not just real, but which content that person is going to find most relevant. And then they're going to rank roughly 500 posts and put them in order by score. Imagine if you get position number 499. That is not great. So, what are these signals that they're going to use to see how they're going to rank your post? There are many, and I put a list below where I got this information. Obviously, it's the official Meta website, but just summary here. Number one, how likely they are to reshare your post. So is your post tailored in an educational or in an entertaining way where they're like, okay, yeah, that's really interesting? Or are you sharing something that they feel like they're not going to find anywhere else? Is it something that they can use as an example or something that they can use as an inspiration? So what is your share strategy behind your post? Number two, how likely it is that the user will scroll through the feed for a certain time after viewing the top position post. Some very strange things here as well. Number three, how likely you are to click on the profile of a post's author. So, are you telling people that you're going to give them a part two? Are you telling them something interesting about yourself that's going to make them feel curious? Are you telling them that you posted something in your stories for them to see, in your highlights, in your pin post, in a post example? What is the idea for them to go back to your page? And then how likely you are to click comment on a post. So do you feel inclined to comment on a post? Generally, it's posts that have a really strong opinion or news that you want to comment on, right? So don't try to make people comment nonsense on educational posts. Generally, except if you're telling them to comment something like a ManyChat or a chatbot automation, that's not gonna happen. So opinion posts, great, fantastic to receive comments. News, same. Hot topics, same. But purely educational, it's very hard unless you're telling them to comment a word or you're gonna give them some sort of help. And then how much time you've spent viewing the author's posts. That's also super important. The relationship, the past relationship you have with that account and with similar accounts are going to impact if people are going to see your content or not, if your followers are going to see your content or not. And that's why I tell you that Instagram is a platform that will reward you or punish you for past performance. So if you have an audience that is inactive, an old audience, if you've pivoted your account, if you haven't been posting for a while, all of those things are going to impact your future performance. And that's not fantastic. It doesn't happen in other platforms the same way. That's not necessarily how things work on TikTok. On TikTok, it's much more what kind of content you're posting, and each content is a new opportunity to attract new people. But on Instagram, primarily, I cannot tell you that your past results are not going to impact your current results because that is just not true at all. So you need to have that in mind when doing anything drastic with your account, when taking long breaks with your account, because that is going to impact the longevity of your account for sure. Can you revive a dead account? Yes, you can, 100%, but you're going to work harder to do it. You're going to have to change your strategy. Now, in the Reels tab, and remember that the Reels tab is not just for Reels, it's carousels as well. The Reels tab works a little bit differently. So number one, it's going to collect potentially interesting Reels or carousels based on past behavior and past results. It's going to take signals of Reels of those reels or posts into consideration, predict which posts you're going to find more relevant, and then rank roughly 100 reels or posts and put them in order by score. Here are some of the signals from your audience that they take into consideration in the Reels tab. And by your audience, I don't mean your followers, I mean people that are watching. So number one, how likely you are to click interested or not interested in the options. Sometimes Instagram puts that option below a reel. I don't know if you've ever seen it. How likely you are to follow the author of a reel. So in order to follow, you have to show them that they have some extra benefit. or something interesting about you. How likely you are to use the audio from a reel that you're viewing in one you create. So this is where your trending audio type of thing or your trends could get an advantage sometimes, because people want to use those audios, but only if you're very, very fast. Every other signal is more to do with compatibility of content. So I don't want you to get too caught up on this one. How likely you are to reshare a reel on and off Instagram, how likely you are to comment on a reel, and how likely you are to watch less than 3 seconds of a reel. That are some watch time that are positive as well, but I thought this one was very interesting. Again, if you want to see the full thing, I put the links below, but that in a nutshell, that is it. Overall, watch time is king. People want people, like Meta wants people on the platform. That is bottom line. That is it. Doesn't matter if they're watching, if they're seeing your content, if they're doing whatever, they want people on the platform. Reshares are queen because more people are going to see your content. They want people to reshare. Curiosity to visit your profile is the cherry on the cake. And then for your audience to see your posts, past interactions matter. So comments, likes, saves, profile visits. And then interactions with the post matter. So comments, likes, saves, profile visits. Also, if an audience is not interested anymore in a topic that you talk about, but they follow you, that also matters. So then they're potentially not gonna show your content anymore to that person who's just not interested in that topic anymore, even if they are still interested in you. That happens all the time. You're friends with somebody, you want to see their content, but because you don't interact with similar type of content, you don't see their content. So lots of things. Nobody truly knows how the algorithm works, but the one thing that we know for sure is that you can't hack the algorithm. A good hook will only significantly increase your watch time if the rest of the reel is good. So you can't just hack the algorithm by putting great hooks. A trending audio will only give you more significant reach if the rest of your reel is good. So you need to learn, bottom line, how to create really good quality content. If people don't watch, they don't download your freebies, they don't buy from you, they don't get to know you. There's lots of things that don't happen if they don't watch. So the solution for all your problems here is to create really good content that resonates with your audience. And the way we're going to start doing that is by teaching you all about algorithm proof content.